Welcome back to Rime of the Frostmaiden, everybody. When last time you were here to rehash the story as it stands, the entire world is wrapped in a never-ending winter. All the people in the Icewind are at the fury of the evil goddess Ariel, the Frostmaiden, the goddess of winter's fury. The denizens and citizens of Icewind barely cling to life. Horrible things happening. Citizens have been ravished by a Chardelin dragon, piloted by an Underdark warlord that attempted to conquer the surface in their plight. You put a stop to that. Food has been running short. People are starving, fishing drying up. You've been able to do little things to help the citizens and stop their immediate destruction, but it became increasingly clear that this torment, this torture, needed to end. You had learned about legends of a hidden city deep beneath the ground, beneath the Regan Glacier, a city of the former empire of Netheril by the name of Yithrin, which contained magical artifacts and technologies far beyond your comprehension, beyond the limits of magic, when Mistra put limits on spells and capped ninth level spells. The cities of Netheril were floating cities that used incredible magics to generate these powers. One young, inspiring gnome created what he called the Summer Star, a device that was seemingly able to temporize the winter, and inspired potentially by Netherese texts about similar such devices that could be found. You decided to seek out this lost city, finding a spire of it that had broken off based on legends that locals had told you. There you discovered some technology and members of the Arcane Brotherhood that had been also searching for it. One Valian Harpel, who has traveled with you thus far. She told you that the individual that knew the most about this ancient city was one Valish Gaunt, who had been imprisoned in the far northern prison of name escapes me. Doesn't matter. I don't know. I can't remember these things all of a sudden.
Revel's End.
Revel's End, yes. Who had been imprisoned in the far northern reaches of Revel's End. You staged a fake breakout to extract information from Baelish Gaunt, who told you that the secret to opening up and finding this ancient city buried beneath was locked away in a tome carried by the worshippers of the Frostmaiden at her very oracle and shrine to her, where her earthly avatars laid rest with her worshippers, a tome called the Codicil of White that contained the Frostmaiden's most powerful spells. He knew and told you that it was hidden within the depths of the northern seas, but before he could show you where its location, you betrayed him, and he was taken apparently back into custody of the guards of Revel's End. But alas, you were taken along your way by a delivery ship, and there you encountered the fisherman knew of one that could tell you the way, an ancient whale that had been awakened by druids many years ago, having lived for hundreds of years and able to know all of the knowledge of the northern world. You were able to, through careful convincing, convince this creature to take you forth to where he knew this island was located. You rode upon the back of Angajuk all the way to an island that he called Solstice, where there you found multiple ships that had crashed upon the rocks, and it looked like none had made it from this place. You determined that it was once an ancient fortress of frost giant kings, and apparently now taken over by the worshippers of this evil goddess. There you encountered her earthly avatar and did combat with her, seemingly defeating at least two forms of the goddess before now entering the tests of the Frostmaiden. You learned from an awakened walrus playing in the basement that in order to get into the chambers of the Codicil of White, you had to pass 4 tests of the Frostmaiden: cruelty, cruelty, isolation, perspiration, no, perseverance, and forgive me for, it was isolation, endurance, cruelty, and preservation. Yeah. You managed to pass all of the Frostmaiden's tests, and that's where we find you now, back in the chambers of the Dungeons of Grimscale, having passed the last test of the Frostmaiden. You stand in the chambers now and hear a door slide open to the south, and as the supposed treasure chamber opens. And that's where I'll take you now. How's the audio? Is it good?
Can hear it?
Good. I forget things like Revel's End. And what was the name of that gnome?
Not with names, but places I can do all right with.
Yeah, as the DM, I really should know absolutely all of it, but it was like a year ago now.
No, Jeff, 2 kinds of information: stuff you need to know and stuff you need to know how to look up.
That's true. That's true. As the DM, you need to know all of it, like the back of your hand. Have it all memorized. Don't forget anything ever. Just so you know, the gnome's name was Macradius, and he had discovered potentially Netherese technology to build his summer star that you learned was able to beat back the curse. You've defeated 2 of the avatars, weakening the Frostmaiden. Are now capable, potentially, of reversing this terrible winter. You're here in the dungeon level. Door has just opened. Valian Arpel is excited and anxious to move forward into the chambers of the Codicil. She runs forth into the main hall, and I assume you guys are following with. How's everybody looking after that last test? Cadillac, you have a strong urge for
I was gonna say I'm looking thirsty.
for a nip of some hooch. How's everybody else feeling? Some people have gotten a little bit mad.
What was mine? Lying about something. Lying to make people like me or something? Or...
Oh, Lord.
Hold
You
on.
have to make yourself be more interesting to other people.
Yes.
You have to bend the truth to do that.
So you all enter the main room. Valian runs to the south and says, "Quickly, it must be this way. We must have it." What's everybody doing?
Guess I'm going that way.
Okay.
Going toward the stuff.
She runs into a southern room here, just out of sight. And Harkus, as you enter that room immediately to the south, arranged around the room are 3 tablets of ice. Each of them are 10 feet tall and 7 foot wide and 1 foot thick. And they sit upright in stands that are also carved out of ice. And script has been chiseled into the surface of each tablet. There is another door that stands in the middle of the far wall in the back of the room.
Do I recognize the language that is on there?
What languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Giant, Goblin, and Orc.
Yeah. You do. It is, the first tablet says cruelty written on it. It is in like a dwarvish kind of script, but it is giant language. It says cruelty. And then beneath cruelty it says, compassion makes you vulnerable. Let cruelty be the knife that keeps your enemies at bay. And the next tablet says, endurance. Exist as long as you can by whatever means you can. Only by enduring can you outlast your enemies. The third tablet says, isolation. It says, in solitude, you can understand and harness your full potential. Depending on others makes you weak. And as you look around, there is another tablet that stands in the middle of the far wall. I'm sorry, no. There's another tablet. Each symbol for one thing they said upright stands very nice. Okay, each of the tablets has the 4 on it. Okay, I apologize. 3 tablets, each of them have the 4th on it. And the 4th one says, preservation. Every flake of snow is unique, and that which is unique must be preserved. So 3 tablets, each with the 4 tenets of the Frostmaiden carved into them, made out of ice in dwarvish script and giant text. I think probably one of them is giant, one of them is common, and one of them is like Elvish or something like that, like 3 different languages.
Okay. I'm going to look at Cadillac and go, get a load of this crap. I've got tablets bigger than that back at my place.
You hear Leonard say, oh, that's great.
Love this. Play your madness. Play your madness. Leonard, what was your madness? You find everything funny.
Hilarious.
Oh, this is the best.
I swear, you with jokes like this, you're going to drive me to drink, Argus.
Alright. So, door in the back, 3 tablets, different languages, carved out of ice, scriptures of the Frostmaiden. Door in the far back.
All right, I'm going to go through the door. I don't really... I mean, the tablets don't look like much of anything other than tablets of ice.
They're giant tablets made out of ice. That's what you see.
Okay.
You open the far door? Or push against the far door?
Yep.
Alright, make me a strength check.
Oh, good.
Okay. The far door cracks just a little bit, and you feel cold air rush through, as if a cold air rushed through. Yeah, I can't be more poetic than that.
Right.
You can see into the room. There is a chamber deep to this, but the door is wedged fairly tight.
All right. I'm going to make sure that I've got one of my pelts on, and I'm just going to have another go at it. Okay. And I'm gonna motion to Cadillac to come over and help me.
Yep, I'll be happy to.
Right.
And I'm gonna give him a pelt too, since I can feel the cold.
Both of you 2 make strength checks for me.
Oh, come on.
You have advantage on this. Cadillac. With Cadillac's critical success.
Bringing out the big guns.
Cadillac just rolls in. Cadillac rolls in, I think, in just like...
What am I even rolling? I'm not even rolling the right thing.
He snuck up on the door.
I'm sneaking up on it.
You have better stealth than you do strength.
I'm a monk.
You smash the door open. It gives way. It opens up. As that opens up,
and then I turn in and say, "Zarya, how did you get in here?"
No. Zarya is it's this one down here.
Oh, got it.
Y'all have already opened that chamber.
Oh, got it.
Y'all are pushing on this door. As you open it, you enter another chamber. There is a domed ceiling engraved with a giant snowflake on it, and there are two. There are two like large statues, like stone carvings that are like almost like pillars, that are standing next to another door, and they depict a female form woman, spiky ice around her, and you recognize this. This is depicts the Frostmaiden that you had seen earlier. And maybe just now you're realizing that it was indeed the avatar of the Frostmaiden that you fought. But that's her, that woman that you saw before. And there's two statues of her in the front of another door.
Did you say this is made of stone or ice?
Well, roll me investigation to see.
Okay.
It's very cold. You think it's ice maybe, but it is hard as a rock.
Would my stone cunning have any effect on my ability to suss out detail here?
Yeah, for sure. Since you have stone cunning, you can see it's like some sort of magical ice.
Interesting.
And the two statues stand there before the door.
I guess I will try my luck in giving this door a little bit of a shove.
Okay. Roll me a strength check.
Okay. It worked well the last time.
You push hard on the door, and it doesn't give way.
A little bit of help.
Help, you say? My door to my apartment is heavier than this.
You live in an apartment? Harkus, with a good hard push, the door does in fact give way and slides open. As you open the door, Valian Harpel pushes past you into the room. Beyond this door, there is a small room filled with mist. Chunks of ice are broken. Chunks of broken ice cover the floor. You
they're
see,
figuring out the door.
well, hang on. As you're doing that, Valian runs into the room, and you see her just stop.
What caught your attention, Valian?
She doesn't say anything. She sort of stands there.
Is she moving?
No.
I think something's wrong with her.
I wonder if something's wrong with the room. I'm sort of hesitating going in.
Did she turn to ice?
She has not turned to ice. She is sort of standing there, it seems in some sort of trance, briefly.
So, can I use my lance to give her a friendly poke and see if she responds?
Okay. You could do so.
Do I need to roll anything for that?
Are you just like Are you stepping into the room, or are you throwing a lance at her?
No, I'm trying to use, since the lance has reach, I'm thinking to use it to reach inside the room and give her a little bit of a prod and see if she responds or if she just stands there like a statue.
She stands there like a statue.
Yeah, I think something's wrong with this room.
And then after a moment, you sort of poke her. She drops down onto her knees, and then crawls back out of the room and says, I could not. In the far end of the room, you see a stand, and on it is what looks like a text, a book. There are chunks of ice covering the floor of the room.
Do I see any bottles?
Bottles? No. Are you investigating, or trying to see what the room or something? What are you trying to do?
Yes, I'm doing a light investigation, I guess. Just
right.
looking in the room.
Roll me investigation.
Okay. Oof.
I was gonna say I'd like to do the same thing, but now it just seems like I'm
You can do it.
opportunistic.
You can definitely do it if you're sort of peering into the room and looking and trying to suss things out.
Oh, this
Chunks
looks
of
cold.
Chunks of ice on the ground. They're weird though, because they're oddly shaped chunks of ice. I'll give you that, Harkus.
Those ice shapes look a little weird.
Definitely odd.
Well,
Valian is back out of the room and saying, I did not feel that I was not strong enough.
What did you learn? What did you see?
She says, she spoke to me.
What did she say?
She challenged me to court death to receive her blessing. I was not strong enough. I could not take her challenge.
Arcus is going to sort of just gently push her out of the way and say, I've done this 3 times before. And move into the room.
Arcus, as you step into the room, you notice clearly now the chunks of ice on the ground are not chunks of ice, but they are frozen arms, legs, hands, heads that have been smashed into pieces, clearly of people that had been in this room previously.
Okay.
And as you step into the room, you hear, I wonder if I have music for this. Maybe I do. You hear a voice that speaks into your mind, and it says, only those.
I can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying.
Can't hear me? Can't hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Sorry. It says, only those who have my blessing may learn the secrets. Will you court death to receive my blessing?
I passed your tests.
Will you court death to receive my blessing?
Yes.
You feel cold enter your body, colder than you've ever felt in your entire life before. If anyone's going to offer guidance, now's the time to offer guidance.
Yeah, as he's walking past, I'll just pat him on the back. Yeah.
And I can also whisper to him as he brushes beside Sylvanus's blessings be upon you, and I cast bless.
As you say yes, roll a Constitution saving throw as cold enters your body.
What does my other stuff get me?
Bless gets you 1d4.
Guidance is only applicable to an ability check.
Oh, so no saving throws.
Okay, it's a 10. It's a 10. I feel like that was enough. I feel like the DC was 6. I feel like that pelt that I put on should give me like advantage.
Well, I agree.
Oh, do you have anything that would grant you advantage? I don't know that a pelt's going to do it.
What do I have? Let's see. I have things that'll help me on. Do. Doesn't really look like it. Seems like I've chosen poorly, but bound to happen eventually.
Yeah. You all watch as Harcus stops moving, and you see dark blue ice start to creep up Harcus's feet as he's not moving. He didn't say a word in this room, and all of a sudden, Harcus is coated in blue layer of ice, and he looks very much like those statues of the deer that you saw outside Cadillac, one that you broke a foot off of.
Since I recognize this,
a statue made entirely out of ice.
Since I recognize this and I see what's happening in front of me, I'm going to whisper a quick prayer to Sylvanus to myself. For myself, I should say. Yeah. Expending the last of my first level spell slots to bless myself, and then I'm going to go in and attempt to retrieve him.
Okay. As you enter the room, the voice you stop and freeze, and the voice speaks to you and says, "Only those that are worthy may receive the knowledge. Will you court death to receive my blessing?"
I was born dead. I mean ready.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Bam. And then let me roll the d4.
You got at least a 20.
Holy shit.
Yes.
This was an opportunity to total party wipe here. I thought it might happen, actually. Cadillac, you feel cold enter your body and swirl inside of you. Somehow you embrace it. You feel your entire self go numb, and the light goes out in your mind. Just infinite blackness. And then all of a sudden you awaken. And you breathe in and you feel cold just running through your veins. You see snowflakes sort of appear on your skin, and all of a sudden your eyes just become cold as ice, and then it goes away. It's gone. You don't feel that cold anymore. In fact, you feel warmer than you've ever felt. The pelt that Harcus gave you is burning hot. You take it off. In fact, you're like a husky. You almost need to lie down in the snow to like cool yourself off as you're burning.
Oh wow.
And then you feel good. The cold doesn't bother you anyway. You know, You're sort of like frozen.
Marcus needs a hug.
So can I?
And there you see the book, and you know that you can walk over and pick it up. But more than that, as you sort of move, Cadillac, you raise your hands, and snow starts to appear in your hand magically. And you know that you've got some indwelling power that's in you now. Cadillac, you, once per long rest, gain the ability to cast the spell Cone of Cold, DC 15.
Sweet.
Just so you know, that spell is that's a high level spell. That's a 5th level spell. So you gain the ability to cast Cone of Cold once per long rest, and you are immune to cold damage and immune to the cold.
I can't imagine how that would come in handy.
You are entirely immune to cold. In fact, you don't need pelts. You feel great.
Is there anything that these newfound powers can give me that I can use to aid my good friend Harkus?
You get the sense that you need to pick up the book.
Okay. I walk up and pick up the book.
Inside of the book, as you flip through it, you're quickly able to find the incantation, the Ice Petrify spell, and you know intrinsically how to reverse this. You're able to walk over to Harkus, place your hands on him, and he slowly melts. And you watch him take a breath just from the ice statue that he had become. And he runs or just scrambles out of the room, gasping for air. Harkus, you feel life re-enter you, and you hurt like you never hurt before. I think maybe you have. You've been pretty beat up at times in this campaign, but this was a bad one. Harkus, you take 32 cold damage.
And as that happens, I'm just going to look at my good friend Cadillac and be like,
His eyes
I can handle this.
His eyes, Cadillac's eyes are entirely blue and just cold as ice. Valian looks over at you from the door. She says, "I could not risk it. Quickly, grab the text. We must go."
I retrieve it, and
Oh,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And as I walk past Harkus, I say, your bravery honors us all, and blessings of Sylvanus be upon you for your stalwart character. And I lay on hands for 25.
Nice.
Health to Harkus.
As you walk out of the room, Cadillac, you hear a voice inside of your mind that says, "The text must not leave." And something smashes into you, Cadillac, and just smacks you hard as can possibly be. 23 to hit.
Oh, yes.
And Cadillac, you all see Cadillac just go flying through the air and slam into the wall of the cave, and this does 13 bludgeoning damage. And then Cadillac, the same thing happens in the opposite direction. You go flying across the cave and slam into the other wall, 24 to hit.
Yep.
and this does 9 bludgeoning damage. And as you took the text out of the sacred chamber, everybody roll initiative. Yatara, I don't know where you are. You're out in the main lobby or something with Leonhard. Would you all have been down in this chamber, or did y'all stay in the big ice cube lobby?
I figure it'd be close, but not in there.
You could put your token wherever you'd be for sort of mechanical purposes of what's happening here.
Yeah. I feel like I would be right there, hanging back still just a little bit, but still watching the action.
Yeah, same. I'm probably in this vestibule. I don't think I would have gone into the freezy room.
Yes, you saw Cadillac fly through the air after he took the text. Cadillac went all blue-eyed and creepy, and then touched Harkus and melted him. And Cadillac has got like blue running through his veins, but then he just goes flying through the room and smashes into a wall, and then smashes into the other wall.
It's a very angry book.
Or spirit, or something. But you still need to get the text out of here. Yatara, you see this, and you're up first.
Jeez. Can I detect what it is?
Sure. Roll perception. You feel wind blowing through the air, and it was like the wind picked up Cadillac and threw him against the wall. And you roll insight. Everybody roll insight, actually, including Yatara. Beat a DC 15. All right. Yatara, Cadillac, you get this, and Leonhard, you get this. You remember something very similar that you have encountered previously. You ran into this at the Jarlmoot of the Frost Giants, if you recall. Some sort of invisible foe. When you first claimed the horn of blasting that you used to help defeat the Shardolin dragon, the council chamber of the kings of the Frost Giants, if you recall. You encountered something very similar to this, and this sort of like raises your memory of, oh yeah, I remember that, the invisible smashy ghosts. Yeah, so it's your turn, Leonhard, and then Yatara, and then we're going to jump to Leonhard, who rolled initiative late. So, Yatara, with your perception that you rolled, you can't really tell like where it is, but with your insight, you sort of know that it's probably a thing similar to what you encountered at Jarlmoot. Jarlmoot. Jarl, not Jarl. Jarlmoot.
Can I sort of detect where it was coming from?
Near Cadillac, who now is, I think Cadillac probably is over here. The problem is sort of close proximity in this little room.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Well, then people are going to have to get out of there in order to use AoE stuff. So that'd be a strategy, would be to try to get everybody to get out of there. Get into a bigger space or something. Or just AoE and accept that you're going to hurt some of your allies.
Do I see the book itself?
Yeah.
I see it floating around, right?
Cadillac's holding it.
I don't know why I want to do this. going to use Mage Hand
Okay.
and hold on to the book.
Okay.
I'm going to do anything with it. I'm going to hold on to it.
Are you going to try to take it out of Cadillac's hands?
No, I'm going to hold on to it.
Okay. All right. So you've got an extra mage hand kind of clasping onto the book. Got it. Leonard, what are you doing?
Right. I'm going to. Hang on. I thought I was on my other character and was going to do some star eyes, able to see him stuff, but I can't do that. So I am instead. Nope, that's too big of an area. I'm not going to cast a web. Okay, I'm going to. Where do I think I noticed
Somewhere-
this invisible creature?
Somewhere in the range, you think there's probably something invisible somewhere in the range of where Cadillac is, who just got thrown against the wall.
Okay, so I'm going to walk forward in this sort of general direction with my
Okay.
arms out,
Okay.
and when I touch something invisible, I'm going to cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, you as you walk forward, you feel a resistance in the air. Like there's some sort of like, I don't know, like it is thick air there. You feel your fingers, like it slides through your fingers, sort of pudding-like. Grass, Shocking Grass, 18 to hit. Hang on. Yes, that hits.
7 lightning damage.
You do 7 lightning damage, and as you do 7 lightning damage, for the briefest instance, as it's being shocked, you see something take form. It has the look of like a figure that is made out of pure air, and its sort of like horrific face lights up a bit in the lightning as you've grabbed it and are shocking it. And as soon as your shocking grasp ends, it is no longer visible in front of you anymore. But everybody was able to sort of see where that was for the brief moment. Cadillac, you're up.
All right.
You saw now the face of the thing that just slammed you.
In my best Captain Sulu impression here, target that explosion and fire. So I am, as a bonus action, going to cast Branding Smite. And then I'm going to hit twice with Dust Crusher in that block where I saw the thing appear.
Okay, you got 2 hits there.
Okay.
So you do 15 plus 15, 30, 38 damage.
Yes, and that the radiant damage knocks it visible, and it sheds dim light in a 5-foot radius and cannot become visible again until this spell ends, which will be 1 minute. So it is going to be visible for a little bit of time here.
Oh wow, that's very, very good. As this thing becomes surrounded in radiant light, it is its turn, and that really pissed it off. Hang on. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. I have to switch between tokens and hidden tokens. It's lets out a, you know that scene in Ghostbusters where the librarian goes, that's what this thing does to you. It just sort of turns from like a face to all of a sudden like vampire's teeth appear, and it charges right at you, Cadillac, and just tries to blast you into the wall behind you. 19 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
It does 15 damage. And as it slams you into the wall, it pushes up from underneath you and tries to raise you up to the ceiling and slam you into the ceiling. But it fails and it slips past you. 8 to hit is a miss.
That's a miss.
Zarya, you're up.
Okay. I am going to upcast Spirit Guardians. It's a 15-foot radius around me.
Okay.
I'm going to designate my allies as not affected by it.
Okay.
But it doesn't technically do anything until someone starts their turn there or ends their turn within it. So it's a 15-foot radius, and I think I'm probably going to move somewhere in this neighborhood.
Okay, so 15-foot radius around the entire room?
It centers on me and it moves with me, I believe.
Yeah, so that'd be the entire room, I think.
Yeah.
Basically. So anything in this room is in your Spirit Guardian range, right?
Right.
Okay. And it's on its turn.
Yes.
All right. You're surrounded by Spirit Guardians. Remind me that you have that. Harkus, you're up.
Okay. See what it just did to my dear friend Cadillac. I'm gonna run up here and swing at a couple times while yelling, "I've killed much bigger things than you."
Ooh, that hits.
Oh, sweet. What happens on the critical thing with my fancy staff?
Yeah, I don't even remember. You gotta tell me.
Oh wait, hold on. So what do I do with the critical? So that I just rolled it in.
I don't remember.
Was it 2d8? Do I get an extra d8?
Yeah, it was extra damage.
Okay, so 18.
But I'll look it up.
And then,
All right. It deals. You could no. The staff has 3 charges at dawn. On a hit, it deals normal damage. You can spend charge to deal extra necrotic damage. Target must receive a Constitution saving throw. You've never used this, unless I homebrewed this item. I don't think I did though.
yeah, you homebrewed this one.
Okay, that's
you
fine.
homebrewed this one.
I homebrewed this one. Yeah, I think on a crit, then it deals extra damage.
Okay, I don't think I've hit him. I don't think I've crit.
You've never crit with it?
No.
Yeah, extra 2d8. I think that's what it was. In addition to the crit damage.
So, an extra 2d8 or 1d8?
We'll go with 2d8. Why not?
Okay.
Make it awesome.
All right, here's the next one. That was pathetic. All right, so then I'll swing at it a second time.
Yeah.
And then I'm really pissed off at this thing, so I'm going to flurry of blows it as well.
Your punches are magical, right? Yeah. 27 hits. Okay. 15 does not.
Okay, so 18, 20, 25.
I've already added it up.
Okay, 38.
Yep. Or whatever. I did it one at a time.
Okay.
Okay. Roll your Spirit Guardian's damage.
It actually needs one more d8 because I upcast it. My bad.
Okay. All right. Does it get a save against it, or does it get a save against it, or is it just it hits?
Yes. So the save is a Wisdom save, half damage if it fails.
It rolls
or passes rather.
It rolls an 11.
Yeah. So that's a fail. So it takes all of it.
Okay.
And if it matters, its speed is also halved while it's within that area, if it matters.
All of a sudden, you hear a wail coming from behind you, Zarya, and you see flicker, flicker, flicker as Spirit Guardians are smacking into something behind you. And you quickly turn, Zarya, but it's too late. As you turn and realize that there's another one that is behind you. It slams into you, Zarya, and tries to body slam you with disadvantage. It rolls a 20.
Okay.
10 bludgeoning damage, and you're no longer displacing. And do you have to roll concentration on Spirit Guardians, or no?
Yes, I do. Oof. No.
Okay, so you lose the Spirit Guardians, and it's going to try to do the same thing that it tried to do to Cadillac and ride you up into the ceiling, and it crits. So all of a sudden you see Zarya gets Spirit Guardians flicker behind her, and she turns, and it's too late as she realizes there's another one in this room behind her. And you all see Zarya slam backwards down into the ground, smashing her head on the ground, and the Spirit Guardians that were surrounding her flicker out. And then as they flicker out, you see Zarya's body fly up into the ceiling and slam against the roof of the ceiling for... Boo, that's lame. I didn't do that. For 15 bludgeoning damage. Total of 25. And Zarya drops back down on the ground.
Can I do a reaction?
Yeah, you have a reaction.
Okay. Can I do Wrath of the Storm? It's a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Is that area of effect, or is it just anything that strikes you?
Actually, it says I have to see it.
You definitely can't see it.
Yeah. Let me just make sure I don't have anything.
You can see one of them.
Yeah, but that one didn't hit me. Reaction. Okay, Stone's Endurance then.
Okay.
To reduce the damage. That was 15 damage on that one?
It was 10 plus 15. The second hit was 15, so total of 25. 10 and 15.
Okay, I reduced the damage by 11.
Nice.
Okay.
It's Valian's turn. And she doesn't really have anything area of effect that's gonna do this. What does she do? No, it's not a humanoid. She can't do that. She, she's going to point at the one that she can see, and she casts Blight on it. And this thing has to make a Constitution save. Which it rolls a 6 on. It fails the con save. So that's going to be 8d8 necrotic damage. As I think she says something like Gandalf-y, like, back to the shadows. For 44 damage. And that one just, it melts and falls apart as she casts Blight upon it. Valiant pretty powerful. Really probably should have been using her some. But Leonard, you're up now. You know there's another one. One of them seems to have melted away.
Let me see. All right, and the other one was behind Zarya.
Somewhere.
So
you don't know if it's still there.
I'm going to walk toward this wall and see if it hits something worth shocking.
You don't.
All right.
You know, movement and all.
Right. I'm going to move to here.
Nope.
And then to here.
It's like Battleship. No. You have not sunk my battleship yet.
And then diagonally across this space.
You still have not sunk my battleship.
Okay, 1, 2,
I love this.
3, 4,
It's D&D
5,
Battleship.
6, 7. Okay, I think that's all my movement.
Can you figure out where Jeff put down the invisible thing? I didn't move it. I put it in a place. You just have not walked through it yet. Yatara, you're up.
I don't have enough movement to get anywhere else.
Well, Yatara, you have that knowledge of where Leonard walked with his glowing hand, his electric hands out.
Let's move up to where I can see just a little bit better. Leonard, where did you walk through the first time?
So I walked from here through Zarya to here, and then across to here, and then up, and then diagonal to here. So the only places I haven't checked are like this corner,
the yellow lines. He walked the orange lines. Oh wait, did I put this on GM layer? Shoot, hang on.
We can't see them.
Hang on, here you go. He walked the orange lines.
Gotcha. So in that corner, that far left corner or west corner, I'm going to cast Cloud of Daggers in that corner. Yeah.
Okay. A giant cloud of daggers appears there, just swirling, swirling, swirling through the air. And they slice into wind. And but you're uncertain if it said anything or not. You haven't seen the face of a horrific creature appear. Cadillac, you're up.
Okay. So do these spirits seem particularly fiendy to me? I mean, I know that spirits can be fiends. Are these fiends?
I mean, are you using your ability to determine if they are or not?
But no, basically, I'm just not sure if spirits like this are fiends.
They could be, but you don't know. Do you have an ability to tell? Like divine sense or something?
So, I do have divine sense. But
I mean, if you're gonna use it, I will tell you if there are any fiends and where they are. But you don't know if this thing is a fiend or not if you have not used the ability. I'm not going to tell you, yeah, it's a fiend before you use the ability.
I'm just going to go ahead and use my action under the assumption that they are.
Okay.
Since it's going to burn the action anyway, either way. So I'm going to channel divinity and use it to turn the unholy. And out of my vest, I pull out the acorn amulet, and I hold it up in the air, and I close my eyes, and I start chanting, "The power of Sylvanus compels you."
Oh, so you're like the Exorcist. Okay.
And that should affect anything within 30 feet, wisdom saving throw of 12.
Okay, what happens if they fail to save?
They're turned for a minute.
Okay. All right.
Zarya, assuming they're fiends.
Zarya, you're up. You hear Cadillac pull out his amulet and start chanting.
Okay. How did we determine that Thunderwave was measured? It's a 15-foot cube, but is there a way for me to, like, say, get this area without, like, hitting my allies?
I mean, you can cast Thunderwave wherever you want to put it.
Okay, so can I originate it from me going like one block this way, one block that way, and then extending out in this direction? Okay, so basically hitting these? Okay.
Yes.
All right, can I do so? It is a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. You blast Thunderwave out, and what's the save DC?
DC is 15.
And if it passes, it
On a
takes
successful save, half as much.
Okay. You see the thunder wave blast outward and fill the entire room, and ice crystals and bits of the floor blast around. The wind whips around. You're not sure if you've hit anything or not. You do not see the face of a horrific creature appear as you blast it outwards.
Okay.
But you may have hit something.
Well, just in case.
What was the damage?
Awful.
Okay. Harkus, you're up.
Okay. Does Harkus have any idea what's going on?
Yeah, there's an invisible thing you just punched one of them and it died after it got made visible, but there's another one that's hanging out.
Let's see.
And it's somewhere. Everybody's been blasting around trying to get it.
Harkus doesn't really have...
If Harkus was paying attention, there's really only like 2 places it could be.
Like here and here-ish? Alright, so Harkus is going to put all of his eggs in the basket of straight in front of him. And he is going to use his Breath of the Dragon.
Okay.
And do a 30-foot line,
Okay.
5 foot wide, DC 13 dex save.
Okay.
If there's anything there.
What happens if it passes?
It takes half damage.
Okay.
And it's fire damage.
Fire damage. What's the damage?
2d6.
2d6?
Yeah, so 7.
Okay. Yeah. You see appear right before you as you blow out a line of fire. A horrific creature appear right there in that space. And it takes that damage, but it manages to dodge out of the way of most of it. And are you moving, Harkus? It's still technically your turn, as you've seen it appear as it's taken this damage. You do not have you can't flurry of blows off of your breath weapon. That's not a monk weapon attack, but you can still move or bonus action. I guess you could spend a key point to do something.
Let's see. I feel like this is. I think if he's staying here, I'm staying here.
All right.
Is he on fire or anything at this point?
No, he dodged out of the way. He passed the save, but he still took some singeing damage. And it is his turn, and the Spirit Guardians smack him. So roll your Spirit Guardian damage.
I lost concentration.
Oh, okay. Spirit
Yeah.
Guardians are gone. Oh, well. And I'm going to remove these lines for that. The Cloud of Daggers is still there as long as you're concentrating on it. So, as that happens, he gets singed by the fire, he disappears, and Zarya, it grabs you and slams you into the ground. 18 to hit. You're not displacing. It's 18 hit you.
It does.
Okay. Zarya, you take 12 bludgeoning damage, and then Harkus, you feel it slam into you super hard. 24 to hit. And Harkus, you take 9 bludgeoning damage. And the wind whips, and you can feel that it's not where it was. And Valiant is up. She doesn't know where to strike. Ooh, what spell is this? No. Magical eye, hovers duration, mental receiver. This lets you see through doors and things. Can't see an invisible thing. Oh well. She doesn't have that much. But she, you know what she does? You know what she does? No, she doesn't do that. Pick a random direction for me, somebody. She's gonna cast magic missile, but y'all pick which way she's casting it at, or which square she is. Leonard, you're up next, so pick. She says, "Where should I cast?"
I'm gonna. Oh, I pointed at it with my finger, which was not super helpful. I'm gonna say, right here.
Right there? Which square?
The middle square below the orange X.
All right.
Like to her northwest.
She blasts out 3 magic missiles that pop, 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 pop. Strike the wall, but don't seem to hit anything. And you're up, Leonard.
All right. Straight ahead.
Yep.
Straight across.
Up, you sunk my battleship. As you walk through, your hands grasp hold of something right there.
16 touch.
Is a hit.
Another 7 lightning damage. Oh, so I guess I would have stopped right here.
Yeah. Yeah, you do 7 lightning damage, and it briefly appears for just a half of a second as the lightning enwraps around it, and there it is. And Yatara, you're up. Well, you know where it's at.
Yeah, so I definitively know where it's at right now.
Yep. You saw it light up with lightning as Leonard grabbed it. So what would it be, Yatara?
Let's see. All right, I've never cast this before. But wherever it is, and then to the west of it, I'm going to cast Wall of Fire.
Okay.
And entrap it into a wall of fire in the room, on that side of the room.
Okay, do me a favor and just get out the pen and sort of draw on the board, like where you're putting a wall. Trying to understand what we're doing. Like you're trying to encircle it in a wall of fire. It's in really tight quarters here.
You see that?
Yeah. Got it. Just wanted to understand what we were doing. So you're putting a wall between it and Leonard in that inch of a space.
Yep.
Okay, so if it's going to take damage, Leonard is also going to take damage because Leonard is grabbing it.
That's fine.
All right, so it's in the wall briefly, and I'm going to rule that both of them are going to take some damage. What's the damage for being in the wall? As it's sort of they're cut in half with it.
So each creature in this area must take dexterity saving throw.
All right, so Leonard, you make a dex save as your fire just blasts between you two. It rolls a 13.
13, and it is a 17.
Oh dear.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh dear. Ouch, Leonard.
I didn't expect it to hurt that much.
All right, Leonard, you take 21 fire damage, and you're blasted backwards, and it takes 21 fire damage. And now there's a giant wall of flame walling off that corner of the room. I think everybody looks at Yatara and goes, "You blocked the way out!"
There's room.
Cadillac, you're up.
So did you say Leonard was blasted backward?
A little bit by the fire. Like he made a dex save, jumped out of the way, but still got burnt. So I'd say Leonard's like there.
Do I think there's a possibility that the spirit got blasted back too?
Yeah, for sure. Just in the opposite direction on the other side of that wall of fire.
It's all right. Okay, so now we don't know where he is again.
He's behind the... So right now, from floor to ceiling, there's a giant wall of flame. You know he's behind that.
Right. So let's see here. Can I get to this spot without getting engulfed in the fire?
Nope.
Okay, so I would have to be here?
And also, remember, I mean, the wall of fire, it also, the creature takes the damage when it ends its turn as well.
Okay, so let's see. If I can be here, then my lance has reach, which gets 10 feet. So I'm going to
throw your lance into a wall of fire.
I'm going to poke and attack this space first with the lance for my first attack. And
Hold on. I'm give me just 1 sec.
Yeah.
What is going on? What is going on with Google? Oh my goodness. Wall of fire, 60 feet long, 20 feet high. Yeah, it's floor to ceiling wall of fire. I just wanted to see, can a creature pass through it, or like choose to take the damage and go through it? I think so. Creature in this area must make a dex save on a failed save. Deals 5 damage to any creature within 10 feet. So if you end your turn within 10 feet of the wall, you're also going to take damage. Okay.
On the fire side of the wall, right?
It's fire on both sides. Say wall of fire.
No, I think
on one side of the on one side of the wall selected by you when you cast it, it deals 5d8 fire damage when it ends within 10. Okay, so that's on the other side.
Right. Yeah, that's on the fire side.
Okay, so yeah, kind of like where are you putting your pokey thing?
I'm going to it goes through this block and this block. Since it has a reach of 10 feet.
Okay, roll to hit.
Can I decide? I'm gonna try the bonus action of Branding Smite. Can I hold that until if and when I make contact with a weapon, or do I need to decide that now? Go ahead and burn that spell slot.
I don't know. How does Smite read? Is it before you roll the attack roll?
It says the next time you hit a creature before this spell ends. So the spell has a duration of 1 minute.
So you need to cast the spell before you make your attack then?
So technically, I guess the way this reads has a minute elapsed since the last time I cast it.
But you hit with it, so you don't get infinite smites. It's like you do it till you hit.
No, but I mean the spell lasts for 1 duration, and it's an evocation.
Yeah, so
it basically says a weapon attack that hits before this spell ends. The weapon gleams with radiance, and so on.
Right.
And so forth.
So you can cast it now, and if you miss, you still have it active for a minute until you hit.
Okay. So
you cast Smite.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do.
This attack misses.
Okay.
You don't hit.
Let me go ahead and.
What was your attack? I'm sorry. I don't know if it. You didn't. You never rolled the attack roll. Roll the attack roll, please.
Yep.
Can't tell you the misses.
Lance.
Yeah, 21. You miss.
Okay. Then I am going to. Do you rule that I can hit this block?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I am going to.
Roll an attack roll. 16 hits.
Okay.
You do 7 piercing damage and roll your smite.
Okay. And this is again going to be branding smite. So this makes him light up.
Oh, so he's visible now.
Yes. And that officially burns all of my spell slots.
He visibled.
And I am going to use the last of my movement to...
He visible, but y'all still can't see him because there's a giant ass wall of fire in the way.
I'm going to use the last of my movement to back up to here.
Good plan. Zarya, you're up. He's visible, but you still can't see him because there's a 20-foot high wall of flame in front of you.
Just blast the area.
Yeah. So seeing all the fire, I think Zarya is a little inspired both by Yatara, and then she's also kind of thinking a little bit about Leonard. Can I try something untraditional?
Sure.
Can I cast Gust of Wind? And basically I want to try to manipulate the flames in the direction opposite of me, in the direction I think this thing was at. It's a 10-foot wide, so basically I'm trying to push the flames in its direction.
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Okay.
Sure.
I have no idea how you want to adjudicate that. It's a 10-foot wide span, so...
Yeah, I think you just do it, and this is going to push it into the area of the wall of fire. So it's going to need to make a dex save, basically. Because it's first entering the wall. So, okay, wall of fire, create a solid high wall of fire, wall is opaque, lasts for the duration. When the wall appears, a creature within its area must make a dex save. On a failed save, a creature takes the damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there. So I'm going to rule that it gets a dex save against the wall of fire that you're pushing into it.
Okay. This is also a concentration spell, so I'm holding this in that direction.
You're trying to hold the fire against him, basically.
Yes.
Okay, so are you allowing this to happen, Yatara? Because he sort of is concentrating against your spell. You're sort of concentrating to hold the wall of fire, and he's pushing it. So, like, are you resisting it, or are you sort of allowing him to firebend?
No, I think I see what's going on, right? I mean, we have it backed into a corner, and he's trying to, collapse the wall of fire on top of it. So
you sort of are allowing.
I understand what's going on.
Okay. 11, so he's going to take the wall of fire damage. I assume that's a fail. So that is 5d8. So, do you want to roll it? You want me to roll it? I can roll it.
Oh, I thought Yatara was rolling it. I'm sorry.
I can roll it. 21. All right. She takes 21 fire damage.
And if I can, I want to hold it there, so whenever it starts its turn, hopefully.
Yeah, he'll still be within the zone of it. He's
Okay.
starting his turn. And I don't know if he has to make the save again. Okay, so if he ends his turn there, he'll still take damage. Enters the wall for the first time, so you pushed it into him. So he'll only take it he'll only take it if he ends his turn there now. Since you have pushed the wall into him, he is literally in the wall.
Okay.
All right, Harkus, you're up. So basically, I'm going to redraw the wall here as it stands now. So you've gone basically like this. Or something. You're kind of blowing it into him.
Can I get to the little piece right here?
Yeah, there's a dip in the fire where you can do that.
All right.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Oh, come on.
Okay. 20 hits. I gotta tell you, if you're punching into that, you're entering the wall of fire.
No, I'm not punching into it.
Like, I'll give you, you can smack it with your stick from outside of the wall. But if you punch your fists into a wall of flame, you're entering it.
No, I think I'll just stay right here.
All right. Since he is in it, he's not going to end his turn in it. He's going to push out of the wall. And he's not going to leave your threatened space, Harkus, but come around to here, out of the wall. And he's going to... I think he's going to grab Zarya and slam her into the ground. Crit. That is 21 bludgeoning.
Okay. Can I use Stone's Endurance to reduce that?
Yeah, if you have the ability and the reactions left to do it, you sure can.
Yes, I do. I can do it 3 times per long rest.
You are a defensive tank.
Uh-huh. Did she roll with disadvantage though? Because
yes.
It was okay. And
Double
still
crit.
got crits.
Double crit. 26.
Okay.
Crazy
what was
roll.
Damage? I'm sorry.
21.
21. Okay.
And it's going to go after Harkus. 25 to hit.
Oh, sure, why not?
9 bludgeoning. Valiant is up. She can see it. She pops it with 3 magic missiles. Just pop, 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 pop. And Leonard, you're up.
All right. Now that I can actually see this thing, I'm going to do something other than a cantrip.
Invisible is tough.
No, maybe I'm just going to do a different cantrip. Firebolt.
That's a miss.
All right. Leonard is done.
All right, Yatara, you're concentrating on a wall of fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop my concentration.
Okay. Drop the wall.
Well, I'm gonna shoot scorching rays at it.
And Zarya, you would have to roll for concentration on the gust of wind if you wanted to maintain it. If you don't care.
I dropped it. It's a 6 on a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. All right, Yatara, what's up?
All right, scorching ray.
Okay. Is this the one that gives you 3 rays?
Yeah, 4 rays. So
4 rays. First one's a miss. You have to roll 4 attacks with it.
right, yeah.
Second one's a miss. Third one is definitely a miss. You've rolled 2, 2, 1. Jeez. It is +9 to hit, and you only hit 1 time.
That one hit.
That hits.
Yay.
AC 16.
Yay, more 1s and 2s, 3 damage.
3 damage. That's really bad.
Who wants
Really,
to go
really
to
bad.
Vegas?
You're bound to hit some point. Cadillac.
I step right up to it and I say, I am through with your shenanigans.
With your frosty blue eyes.
And I aim Dust Crusher at him, and a bolt of pure radiant light shoots out.
Okay. It takes damage even if it passes, right?
Correct.
Okay.
On a successful save, it takes half the damage and isn't blinded.
Okay. As you say that, I've had enough of you. And you blast it with radiant damage. It just evaporates in the radiancy. You watch it melt away. And things are quiet for the moment. You are holding the book. Balian looks at you and says, "Imagine the secrets it holds, the power you have. Quickly, we must go."
Just out of curiosity, while Dust Crusher is still emitting this beam of pure sunlight, I shoot it into this room where all of the frozen hands and everything else were.
Okay.
Just to see if it will melt the ice and reveal anything in that room.
There's some gross hands in there.
just an assemblage of appendages. Okay.
Yep. Basically, what happened is people that tried what Harkus did that didn't pass got frozen into statues and eventually broke into pieces and just died there. And if you hadn't passed the test and saved Harkus, he would have just died there.
Okay. I was thinking of any creative ways I could make use of this sunlight and radiant energy before I just turn it off, but
Blah blah blah. Harkus
it doesn't seem like there is. I'm gonna turn it off.
Okay.
I just look over at Villian and say, maybe we should rest before we rush out of here.
She says, "Perhaps. I don't like it, though."
Nor do I, but I don't think the Frostmaiden will preserve us, even if we are unique.
Harkus is going to look over at them and say, "You know what? I once rested for 3 days in a row. It was glorious."
Villian,
Isn't that true? That's basically what you did when we were in that.
it is. It's what he did. He's not bragging. This is true. Yeah, where do you go? What do you do?
Go back to the walrus.
You going back to the walrus? Is that what y'all are doing?
I think having an extra set of eyes.
Another set of useless.
Right. I mean, not that he'd let us know if somebody came up, but at least he'd observe it.
As you enter this room,
Oh God.
and you bring forth the book,
What if he's a bad guy? What if he's like the big bad guy?
yeah, that's right. Okuma is the big bad guy. He comes sliding in on his belly before you, goes, "Hey guys!" And as he says, "Hey guys!" all of a sudden the ground begins to shake violently. And you start to see icicles and things begin to fall off of the roof of this chamber. And then larger rocks begin to fall. And things are sort of crashing down around you. As the chamber seems to be starting to kind of cave in.
I'm going to yell, "I was once in a situation just like this. We've got to run now."
I'm going to ask Walter what the quickest way out is.
Okuma looks at you and he says, this has never happened before. As things begin to start to collapse around you.
What's that stairwell?
He goes, up, I guess. Up. The stairwell is over here.
All right.
Can he
Come
get
on.
up?
Okuma, He's waddling that way as fast as he can. Up the stairwell. You guys run, and eventually you make your way out of the chambers, all the way out, just in time to make your way outside to see the entire Skull Island collapse in on itself, fall down.
Did Akuma make it out?
Sure. We'll say that Akuma made it out.
I mean, for our young viewers, it might be too catastrophic of a loss.
Yeah.
Too catastrophic for me.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Shrubwad.
All of you make it out, but just barely as you took off and ran. And the entire Skull Island, or Skull edifice there before you, just collapses down on the ground and falls into a giant pile of rubble. As you have taken the book and have left the chambers, and it collapses in on itself, Indiana Jones style. You stand in the cold on the island before the rubble of what used to be the fortress of Grimscale, holding the Codicil of White. Cadillac, your eyes wrapped in blue, your skin a little bit pale with snowflakes landing on it. You've taken off all of your coats. And Cadillac has a whole other worldliness to him as he stands before you all holding the tome.
What are the chances we can ride our walrus friend down the slippery slope of the mountain?
Roll persuasion. Whee!
I feel like this is like a DC2. Like he just waiting to be asked.
He goes, absolutely, that sounds amazing. You all hop on and ride your walrus friend down the slope of the mountain. Everybody takes 15 bludgeoning damage.
I feel like everybody takes a long rest.
No, that's awesome. You all ride Ukuma down the slope of the mountain, all the way down to the giant steps that led below, where at the base of the mountain, you see circling around from above, Ankajuk the whale, still circling the island, waiting on your return, as it has been only a day or so. And that's where we'll wrap it up for the evening, as you've made your way out of the Fortress of Grimscale, holding the Codicil of White. Hope everybody had a good time. You guys fought some invisible monsters, but you've got the tome. The question is, where to now?
I'm gonna pat our walrus friend as we disembark and say, you know what? I've got 3 really attractive walrus friends that I'm gonna tell them about you. And just sort of walk away, feeling very proud of myself.
Can we not keep him?
I'm
feel
not
like
a
we
pet.
should let him go.
I could be a good pet. I can be very quiet. I am a good watch. I am a good guard.
I feel like maybe that's debatable.
I would be very good in combat.
Just want to remind the group that the last creatures we took on were a pack of dogs that we forgot about, and
Wait,
and
were the
before
dogs
that,
before? I mean, I feel like we've kept Shrubwad around for quite some time.
You have.
So,
You've kept Shrubwad around. You left a mummy standing outside of a village.
Well,
You
he
left.
was already dead. So
You left some dogs that were just standing in the town of Termalane. I think it was Termalane you left the dogs in.
I'm not sure we left them anywhere other than in the middle of a snowstorm.
It was either Termalane or Lonelywood where you left the dogs. Because you went out into the woods, and I think you just left the dogs there when you hiked out and you found Sonar's temple. That's right. I remember the mummy's
I
name.
hardly knew you.
Yeah. You're just like, here, stand on the road outside of town. Nobody will probably notice you, right?
I mean,
And they noticed him.
he could have just laid down, pretended he was dead already.
This is a good play. This is
Just
a
play
good.
dead.
It was a good plan. Good plan.
Seems
All right. Well, you guys made it out.
All right.
Congratulations. I really honestly thought, I was thinking through in my head, how am I going to tell John Cantrell that he's going to have to roll a new character at this point in the campaign?
It's okay. I was prepared.
That was totally in the mark for happening.
It was gonna be Sharkus.
Wait, are you like a shark person?
Sharkus.
That'd be amazing.
This would be it.
A marine biologist turned adventurer.
Right. I mean, and I couldn't wait to get back into the room with our walrus friend because that was going to go over really well.
All right. Well, I hope you guys had a good time
All right.
tonight. We'll catch you next week.
See you guys.
Everyone.
Have a good one.
Right.